This weekend, this feast of Christ the King brings to a close the Jubilee Year of Mercy. But the closing of the Jubilee Year of Mercy is not like crossing the finish line. It's really meant to propel us into being more merciful and compassionate in our daily living for the rest of our lives. And there are two themes that were highlighted for this Jubilee Year of Mercy. One is receiving the mercy of God, being more open than ever before. And the other theme is to share the mercy of God, to be the mercy of God to others. The first one, receiving the mercy of God. It isn't easy for everyone, because sometimes people wonder, do I really deserve God's mercy? It's not a matter of deserving. It's just a matter of opening our heart. And today's gospel of the story of the good thief is so beautiful. Somebody who, by the standards of the Roman Empire, deserved capital punishment. And on the cross, he acknowledges to the other criminal, who is also crucified with Jesus, he said, we are justly condemned. So he acknowledges we committed a capital crime. And then he says, but Jesus did nothing criminal. So he's honest about his sins. And then he doesn't close off in despair, but he opens up to Jesus. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. He makes an act of faith. Jesus of Nazareth must look worse than the good thief does. He's got a crown of thorns on his head. And yet he believes that this man next to me is entering a kingdom. Imagine the faith it would have taken. And he calls on the name of the Lord, and Jesus says, amen. It's like, surely and solemnly I declare to you, today you will be with me in paradise. How inspiring in this Jubilee Year of Mercy just to open our hearts to God. And an action item for us should be to use the sacrament of reconciliation. One time when I was in Chicago, I enjoyed history, and Chicago in the roaring 20s and 30s, and the Prohibition, we all think Al Capone. And you hear all these stories of how they had their own honor system, but if anybody betrayed them in the slightest, your business, everything is going to pay the price. And so he was responsible and kill murder contracts, and he'd make sure he's watching an opera or a ball game so nobody could pin it on him. He had an alibi because somebody else was doing the dirty work. And in Hillside Cemetery in Chicago, there's this big family stone that says Capone on it. And then there's little markers, little gravestone markers, about this high off the ground. And you see that, and it says, Alphonse Capone, my Jesus, mercy. Well, I guess God could have mercy on Al Capone, just like he did the good thief. What about whether we are happy to see people receiving God's mercy? Okay, one theme is to be open to receiving God's mercy, but then to want mercy for others and to be mercy for others, to forgive others. Imagine what it would be like if you were at Calvary Hill and maybe the person who's saying, Jesus, remember me when you come in your kingdom, and maybe he's the one that walloped you over the head and took your wallet or whatever. You're like, hey, he's going into paradise with you today? What about me? I never got an apology. I didn't get my money back. I still have this bruise, this injury. It's important for us, and it can be challenging for those people whose lives were ruined by Al Capone. If they went to his gravestone, would they spit at it? Really, I hope Jesus doesn't have mercy on you, buddy. We are challenged not only to open our hearts to the one who wants to give mercy to everyone, that we might share in that great gift, but then also to wish that, to will that, to want it for everyone in the world. And most of us have been living long enough that there's someone in our life who did us wrong. They betrayed us, they manipulated us, we lost our jobs, our marriages, whatever it might be. And is it possible that we could be the mercy of God and say, my Jesus, mercy upon those people in my life. I want to forgive them, and I want to give them to you, and I want to give you my hurt. Sunday, Christ the King closes the Jubilee Year of Mercy, but we are to be the children of God, opening our hearts to God's mercy for us who are imperfect, and to pray for it, to desire it, to want it for everyone in our life, especially those who have done us wrong.